Hey everybody. So in today's episode of Writing Notes, I want to show you how to set up an MLA Works Cited page properly. So the first thing I want to show you guys, if you look, here's the bottom of the paper. You got some white space, and then the Works Cited doesn't actually start until the next page. So this is one thing with MLA Works Cited, is they're always going to be on their own page. And unless it's specifically stated, Works Cited pages don't count into a page count. So if you have a page limit on your assignment or your paper or whatever it is, a Works Cited page doesn't count into that. The next thing I want you guys to notice, we've got the words Works Cited centered right here at the top. Now this is important. Again, this tells the reader that you've gotten to the Works Cited, the paper is over. Then you come down here. One thing you'll notice about all of these citations is they have what's called a hanging indent. And the way that you set this up, now this is actually something about Microsoft Word in general, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to do this hanging indent by hand. And the reason you don't want to do that is because if you have to change something, if there's a piece of information you forgot or something like that, or if you have an extra piece of information that you need to take out, you're going to end up with long sort of gapped tabs, or long tabbed gaps, I suppose, in your Works Cited entry. So what you want to do is have Microsoft Word do this for you. So you're just going to open up this paragraph section here, and under indentation where it says special, you just select hanging and then click OK. And what that's going to do is, so as I'm writing this out, Austin, Michael, comment on blah, 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 as soon as I hit the word friendly, instead of going down directly to the next line, it goes down and in. Then when I hit enter at the end of this first citation, it takes me back to the margin, so I can enter my second citation. Now, one thing you may notice, A, C, E, G, S, Z, and that would be Z as well, and I'll talk about this in just a second. With MLA, you always want to alphabetize the Works Cited list. This is a crucial component because it allows, so I mean, especially if you've got like 8 citations or whatever it is, like I've got here, it's not that big a deal. But when you're thinking about something like a book that may have 300 citations, alphabetizing them allows the reader to find the source that you're working with very quickly. So if I look up Carol, and there's, say, 80 entries before Leanne Carroll, I know that CA is going to come at a specific time alphabetically. So that's why you do that. Now, I guess I'll skip ahead and talk about this Slavoj Žižek entry. Now, this is what you do if you have 2 entries by the same author. So in this case, I credited Slavoj Žižek with this interview, and this is actually a video, so that's a citation for a YouTube video if you want that. But then he's also got a book that I quote in this paper. So The Puppet and the Dwarf is a Žižek book, and what you do when you have multiple texts by the same author is you use these 3 dashes with spaces between them. What else do we need to know about Works Cited? Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously there's all of the MLA formatting stuff, and of course people who know MLA format can read this pretty well. So this Leanne Carroll text, I can read this and tell this is a journal article. Same with Peter Elbow, Gregory, and Smith. The Puppet and the Dwarf is obviously a book. The other thing that I want to make sure I mention is that there's a major difference between a Works Cited page and an annotated bibliography. So a lot of times teachers will ask people to write an annotated bibliography as an exercise prior to writing the paper. An annotated bibliography has short annotations about each citation. You don't include those in the Works Cited for a paper. So for a paper, this is all that you include, is just the Works Cited entry.